regulating making power that says what constitutes, because you don't put those things on the face of the bill in black and white, because they're then subsequently difficult to change without primary legislation. What you do is put in the bill the regulation making power, so ministers can subsequently make the regulations, and all they require is one vote of assent. There was to be a meeting about this, if you remember, and it just kept being put off and put off and put off, and it's never happened. But hopefully those decisions are not made yet.
Well, the decision's been made about what's in there at the moment, and there's a load of species that are being monitored as part of the targets. I think the thing we need to make sure is it's not cast in stone, and there will be scope to make it broader,
I agree.
and to bring in other species. Because I think there's a slight myth that if the data isn't in a certain place in a certain form, it might not exist, but I think there are plenty of available data that can be used and fed in. And we do have reptiles and amphibians represented in one of the targets, which is this red list target, because we do actually have a red list for all of our native species. But in the thing they call the species abundance target, which is in many ways the big barometer of change, we're really missing on reptiles and amphibians from that. So we need to try and get them wedged in there. And the other challenge is to make sure we get the right species brought into the other mechanisms, such as local nature recovery strategies, because they're just being developed now. They're going to be a way in which we get nature conservation delivered in an area, but how are they going to do species, and how are they going to make species such as the smooth snakes built in? There isn't an answer yet. People are scratching their heads, but I think we just need to keep raising the issue that reptiles and amphibians should be part of that plan.
I don't think there'll be any resistance to that, certainly amongst colleagues. It's a question of getting ministers to focus on it, or more importantly, the officials who are, whispering ministers' ears. I think part of our problem is that ministers are kept too busy, so they can't think for themselves and are almost entirely reliant on the advice that they're getting. Well, that's fine if the advice is coming from you, but it's getting that message across. But I think the door is still well open on this.
I think the Environment Act's brought in so many good opportunities, and I think there's just so many things in there that have potential. But as you say, if you don't get it quite right, then that potential will be fully realised.
But I've certainly got the message about the importance of reptiles as a signal of whether it's a healthy environment or not, for the rest of a biodiverse ecology.
They're the barometers of our air, water and land in a snapshot.